It's 1 o'clock. Town meeting for the town of Jamaica, Vermont is to convene. And I will read the opening warning. The legal voters of the town of Jamaica and the county of Windham in the state of Vermont are hereby notified and warned to meet at 1 p.m. at the town garage in said town of Jamaica on the first Saturday of May 1st, 2021, to transact and the following business and act upon the following articles. I thank you all for your patience and your understanding as we move through this meeting. COVID has been quite an experience for us all, and this is a historic town meeting that we can come together again as a body. So I thank you all. I am going to move on to the first article. Then I will make some opening statements, and we'll proceed with the votes from there. Anybody who wishes to vote has to be a resident of the town of Jamaica, Vermont, and has to sign in. That's what the tags are for, so I'll know who's who. So I'll move on to Article 1, to elect a moderator for a term of 1 year. Do I hear any candidates to be put out there?
I nominate Greg Jolly.
All right, Greg Jolly's been nominated. Anybody else? Seconded. Very good. All in favor of people wanting Greg Jolly to be your moderator, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? Thank you. Now, one thing you will notice about this room is the acoustics. They are atrocious for hearing and speaking. So what I am doing is I'm slowing my speech down and waiting until noise is gone in order that my words don't hit their own echo. So if I sound slow, it's so people have better auditory hearing. I'd like to just say a few things about the meeting. We do this every year. One thing that people should know is right over here is BCTV, and it's BCTV is recording this meeting, and it can be seen later on Comcast channel 1085. So one thing they request is that when people have questions, let me recognize you. Please stand up, state your name, and then you can proceed from there. Just for clarity in this room, and also for whatever goes on to the historic record here. One thing I want people to know is we run by Robert's Rules of Order, which have been adjusted through various Vermont court cases. So if you have any questions about procedure, raise your hand and I can explain to you what I'm doing. I'll try and explain things beforehand. We'll see how it goes. Something that I'll do is I'll state the article. We'll have a first and then a second move. I will restate the article. Then we go into discussing the article. As we move through the article, it is possible to amend an article, but it must be germane to the article. If we bump into something that's not germane, I'll tell you why. A good example is if the town garage wanted a new dump truck and somebody says, no, they need a new grader, can't do that. You can change the amount of money that's being spent on said item, but you can't change the warned item. That's an example. Once you've spoken on a particular article, please, I will recognize you a second time after everybody's had their first chance. What we'll do is, on any article, we'll do a voice vote, except for the officers that we'll be electing next. We can do it from the floor if there's only one candidate. If there's two, we're going to have a voting procedure. That's where your handy dandy little packets come in. They'll be color coded. I will call out the color for said vote if we have it. If the wrong color goes in during that vote, it's a spoiled ballot and won't be counted. So please pay attention to the color coordination. I think it matches me well today. Remember this. Anybody who I recognize speaking from the floor is talking to me. You're not talking amongst yourselves. You're not addressing people personally. You speak to the issue. If I feel there's somebody disrespecting somebody else in what they're saying or directly attacking somebody, I will shut that down. You are talking to me. There's, at the end of our meeting, the last article is other business. Some people have come up and said, I'd like to address this issue. Under other business, none of that can be voted on because it hasn't been warned. But it's informational and important to the body, then we can recognize it. We just can't take any action on it. All right. The last thing is, this is a body of the voters, the registered voters of the town of Jamaica, Vermont. If you are not a registered voter here, you cannot vote, and Robert's Rules of Order says you cannot speak to the body. If somebody here isn't a voter and does wish to speak to a certain article, let me know. There's a process to open up the floor to you, but I'm going to have to ask the body to rescind this particular rule. I don't want to do that right now. Let's do it when we need it. Okay. So now, basic ground rules are set. The last thing I'd like to say is that thank you for all being masked. There's just no way I can fill this room without being unmasked. I apologize. I'll keep my distance. That's why we're having it here. I'd also like to, this is the first time that I've been in the town garage, and I think it's the same for everybody else. So, we're very fortunate to have this wonderful building. You'll also notice that the floor is heated. So, at least our feet will stay warm today. All right, I'm going to move on to Article number 2, to act on the town report. Do I have a motion to act on the town report? This is where you can start interacting. Very good. Jennifer Dorr to do it. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Tom Tolbert is a second. Very good. So now we're open up to discussion to act on the town report. Is there anything anybody wishes to address the town report? Anything from the board? You can call the question. Very good. Can I have a second for the called question?
I second the call.
Very good. Very good. All right. Now, to act on the town report. All in favor of accepting the town report as is, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? Article 2 done. Thank you. Now we move on to the exciting A through P. The first, this Article 3 is to elect the following officers as required by law. The first one is the position, Select Board for a term of 3 years by ballot. Do I have any nominations for the term of 3 years for Select Board? Yes.
I nominate Paul Fraser.
Paul Fraser's been nominated. Are there more? Whom?
Jessica Pollock.
Jessica Pollock has also been nominated. Very good. Any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll do. Oh, pardon?
I have one.
You have one.
Yeah.
Another one? Okay.
Catherine Coleman.
Catherine Ullman has also been nominated. So you have 3 individuals. Jessica Pollock, Kate Ullman, and I forgot the first one. Oh, Paul Fraser. Are there any more nominations? Hearing none, declare nominations closed. Get your packet out. Red. First vote is red. What we want to do is, we're going to do this by rows. I'm going to start in the back. Ask people to come down the side here, deposit your vote, come around the outside, back. And we'll work our way forward as efficiently and safely as possible. So, the back row, if you would please. Enter the flow and cast your ballot. Next row, please. Just go right around the front, back to the side.
Yeah, we go through that.
Next row. Next row.
Feel like some kind of I raised my hand. How's it going, Andy? Good. I think they cleaned the floor for the meeting.
I don't think they did. Can you see anyone?
They did. I know, I've been pushing it down.
He's trimmed it. That's after trim. That's trim. That's heavily trimmed. That's trimmed. Now that's trimmed.
Paul Frazier, standing in the doorway. That's where you go. Thank you. Tip.
I know, right? Right. You don't want if someone I think we're about. I know. But I just a lot of planning because of all the work this year to hire. So that's usually how you
Smart work.
yeah, I know.
Oh, I didn't wear anything. I was walking over in a parking lot.
I almost wore my gun jacket. Elvis fan was here, my feet are freezing.
I know, I'm like, do you feel the heat before?
Taking my shoes off.
I know.
The results of your voting are as follows. There were 2 spoiled ballots. Kate Ullman got 5 votes. Jessica Pollock received 42, and Paul Frazier received 21. You have elected Jessica Pollock to the term of 3-year select person. Moving on to this B. This is select person for the term of 1 year. Presently, I believe this is Tom Talbert's position. Do I have nominations for the select board person for 1 year?
I nominate Tom Colbert.
Tom Talbert has been nominated. Are there others? Paul Frazier has been nominated. Are there other nominations? Kate Ullman has been nominated. Are there other nominations? There we go. Nominations are closed. So, you have a choice of, and we're going to go with the green this time for this vote. So you have Paul Frazier, Tom Talbert, Kate Ullman, correct? Again, we'll start from the back, work our way around counterclockwise. So, last row, please begin. Here. Next row, please.
Meanwhile, every year I'm gonna be like, better.
It goes by real quick the first time. Second 3 years, it's like, forget it.
It's brutal.
This year is going on. Congratulations.
Will this make
If I win, that's kind of what I want.
You didn't want 3 years anyway. You didn't want 3 years. Regardless of what. I don't. No, I gotta start talking to my wife after the sign. I can't. That's the country to do.
I know.
No.
Thanks, John.
No, no. If it turns out.
Good. How are you?
Greg's holding his record in time. They told me that.
You know, the thing about this is it's just not that many people that want to do
The chair job. No, I think that chair job is like unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
A lot more than anybody else. And the piece of it was, I could do what I was thinking.
Hey, this. Oh. If I'm not, I should be.
That's not hard to worry about.
I'll bet some more anymore. Bill. Bullshit. After what happened, liver and stuff. I know people slow down. You want to do the liver and he's also good for radiation. We didn't send him in. You got to it, you have to even sleep. This is one about it. Said he was a good day.
Yes, yes.
Everybody go?
They're tagged.
And it's the same, what is it, 36 to win, right?
Yes. I'm assuming that that's the same.
The results of your voting. There are 70 ballots cast, 36 to gain the position. Kate Ullman received 11, Paul Frazier 10, Tom Tolbert 49. You have elected Tom Tolbert to 1 year. Now we go on to C, select board person for the term of 1 year by ballot. Do I hear nominations? And this is for a position that Jessica Pollock had last year, but she's been bumped up to a 3-year. So do I have nominations for the 1 year position? Yes. Paul Frazier has been nominated. Erica? Kate Ullman's been nominated. Are there other nominations? Nominations have been closed. So, let's go with a pink slip this time. All right, let's begin with the back row. Begin the stampede. Thank you.
Congratulations, neighbor.
Hey, you know, we're doing that flower thing. You know about that? We're doing
Flower vote.
next week. So Drew's gonna come and cut it.
Are we doing it?
5th, 16th. Volunteer day.
Yes. I'm gonna be in New York. Because by then, I can travel.
Good day to everyone once again.
You get to just keep seeing everybody.
One more time. Where's your dog? How is he? Where is he? Good boy. Oh, cute. 6 months though. Buzz.
6 months, huh?
Oh, we got such a small pile. Fair enough. Yeah. I'll let you do it.
Huh?
Everyone go?
Yeah. They're counting them already.
There may be some people that, if they don't, then it will right, that would be then a good point for there may be some that come up, somebody may raise. There's a thing going on, so I don't know.
These are nice chairs. These are our chairs. Nice chairs.
The results of your voting. 70 votes were cast, 36 needed to gain the position. Paul Frazier received 20, Kate Ullman received 50. You have elected Kate Ullman for the position of 1 year on the select board. Thank you. Okay, moving on through the alphabet here. We're moving into the position of listers. The first one being for a term of 3 years. Lister for the term of 3 years. Do I hear nominations from the floor? Yes. Val Bentoro. Okay. Any other nominations? Lister for 3 years. Yes. Pat Millman. Pat has declined the 3 year. Are there other nominations? Lister for 3 years. Nominations are called closed. And yeah, cast one ballot. Oh, thank you. The motion's been made for the clerk to cast one ballot. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Very good. Valerie has the 3 year position. Thank you, Bonnie. We move on to E. Lister for. What's that? Oh. Thank you. No wonder I was getting out of breath. Jeez, okay. Lister for 1 year. Oh, wait a minute. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yep, 1 year of a 3 year term. Do I have any nominations for this position of 1 year? Yes. Micah Eberhardt has been nominated. And we know Micah would be interested in it?
No.
Okay, it's been, as long as somebody's here to affirm that the person's been nominated, that they're interested, the nomination will stand. Nominations are moved to be closed. Bonnie? Savage? The clerk, right. Yeah, okay, there we go. So all in favor of the clerk casting one ballot for Micah Eberhardt for Lister 1 year, please say aye. Aye. No? Abstained? Micah has that position. F, Lister for a 2 year position as Lister. Are there nominations for the 2 year position? It's 2 years to fill out a 3-year. 1 year was done, person resigned, there's 2 years left. So, for this 2-year position, any nominations? Pat Molman? Pat Molman has accepted the nomination. Are there other nominations?
Move to close nomination.
Nominations moved and closed. Make a vote for a clerk to cast one ballot for Pat Molman to be the 2-year position of lister. Please say aye if agreed. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Congratulations, Pat. All right. We come to G, first constable for a term of 1 year. Presently, it is Rob Willis. Do I hear nominations?
Nominate Rob Willis.
Rob Willis has been nominated, yes. Second it, well, good. Are there other nominations? That's a good vote right there.
Move to close nomination.
Nominations moved closed. I don't have to do it this time. Okay, he just wins. Okay, all in favor of Rob Willis being your first constable, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Congratulations, Rob. Now we move on to H, second constable for a term of 1 year. Do I hear nominations? Presently, it is Ben Williams. Ben Williams has been nominated. Are there any other nominations?
Move to close nomination.
Nominations have been closed. All in favor of Ben Williams being your second constable, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Okay, Ben Williams is your second constable. I. This is a town grand juror for the term of 1 year. Presently, and for as long as I can remember, it's Steve Clark. Are there any nominations for the position of town grand juror? And don't ask me what it is. Ah, yes, yes.
I nominate Rob Willis.
Rob Willis has been nominated. Any other nominations? Steve Clark's been nominated. Does anybody know? I'll have to accept the nomination if there's somebody's telling me he doesn't want it. Any other nominations?
Move to close nomination.
Okay, move to close nominations. So you are making a vote, and we're going to use the mint blue. And you're going to vote for either Steve Clark or, I'm sorry, forgot the other person. Rob Willis. Sorry, Rob. So, prepare your ballots. Mint blue, black back row. Come on down.
I didn't think that.
No, we got one more left. We got a yellow one left. You haven't gotten together? You got it?
And good food.
Yes.
And just be aware of light tables and grading. Oh, we've got an obstacle for us today.
I know. I wish I had gone to ask them because they're out of town. I didn't even. I forgot that it has that. I know. Chris wanted to read from where. He's like, that'd be good, right? That also is probably totally obsolete. Right.
Thanks. All right, everybody voted who wishes to vote? Ballot is closed.
I do believe Kate is good at that.
Finally, we let Paul.
Oh, I get to count. Yay. Then I just add my pile to your pile.
Do you want to give me your totals? I can go down for you.
That's a good attitude.
Yeah. You're in deep trouble. How do we elect somebody to resign? Roughly. Yeah, we gave our numbers to
Oh, I guess they got the ballots.
The results of your voting. There were 66 votes cast, 34 to win. Steve Clark received 29. Rob Willis received 37. Rob Willis gains the position of town grand juror. Congratulations, Rob. All right, moving down the archaic side of the list now.
This wasn't archaic enough.
Nope. So we're moving on to J. It's town agent for the term of 1 year. Presently, Peter Andrews is your town agent. Do I hear nominations for town agent for 1 year? Oh, yep, sorry. Peter Andrews has been nominated. Are there other nominations?
Move to close nominations.
Nominations have been closed. All in favor of having Peter Andrews as your town agent, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Peter Andrews is your town agent. Moving on to K. Trustee for Public Funds for the term of 1 year. Presently, Steve Clark holds this 1 year position. Do I hear nominations? Yes. Rob Willis has been nominated. Other nominations? Paul?
Steve Clark.
Steve Clark. Any other nominations?
Move to close nominations.
Nominations have been closed. Okay, so for this particular vote, trustee of public funds, Rob Willis or Steve Clark? Please, back row, start us out again. Yellow. Yellow is the color. It should be the last one you have. If you don't have yellow, you can stop by the clerk. She will give you one, and you can vote properly.
Weird shit going on.
What's that?
There's strangeness going on.
There was some obvious work behind the scenes. They made their, they went out and did deep pushes and they got the really good people. So you guys are going to be voting on the system.
On what? On the,
Sewage system.
maybe.
That's what all this is all about. Is they confuse the people downtown.
I know.
And so they pull all these people together. That's what you're going to get. The Lister thing is a big one. Because they don't want to work with the ones that don't want to work with Bruce. Bruce carrying it. They don't want to work with them. They don't know how to do the job.
They like them.
We'll give you one. Any other color will be considered as part of the ballot. Let's do this twice.
Howdy, sir. I was looking at your hat. What's that? Oh. You know, I'm watching some of the people go by here. Most exercise they've had in weeks. We need
probably like it.
I need to talk to you about this water thing. You know, this one of these days, because man, I don't know who. We just need your advice about where to go. We should talk to you. Has he mentioned to you at all what we're going to do? I'm trying to put a cistern or some kind of a water reservoir behind the firehouse because you can't get to the river in the winter, and in the summertime it dried up last year. So we're thinking about doing that. We're looking for grants, and I'm writing up a blurb, and we're just trying to figure out how to go like yeah, out of the river into the thing, and then have a hydrant for us to pump. If we get a fire
Your old
downtown,
band came up in
we're screwed.
conversation of my
Last year
advertising.
there was so little water in the
These
brook we
guys,
couldn't draw it.
they have,
So if we have a reservoir, I think it's 30 gallons, 30,000 something, at least we can fight the fire while we're getting the hangar stream set up where we're able to set up. We've got so few people, all the towns are the same. To find a dry hydrant, get a truck, we call it, some kind of a truck, so it takes time.
these guys.
So we needed that, so I've been looking for grants, and I'm writing up a little bit of blurb, and we keep, we don't know what else to do. We're really sorry. Well, we've got two designs.
He meant they had to have it.
In brown concrete.
Chatty chat.
One is a
Has everybody voted? Who wishes to vote?
They run between 50 and 100.
If so, I declare ballots closed.
bids. You know, Chris. You guys. Yeah. Do we get out better? Rob Willis, trustee of public funds. We have a banker who's retired.
You know what?
Really?
I think so.
I forgot all
I
about that.
think so. I think, pretty conscientious guy, I'd say that's something cool. Maybe not.
Everybody.
Okay, the votes for Article 3K, the trustee of public funds. 60 votes were cast, 31 were needed to win. Rob Willis got 32, Steve Clark 28. You dodged a bullet for another ballot. Rob Willis is your trustee of public funds. And again, moving down the alphabet. We move on to library trustee for a term of 5 years.
Wait. L.
Agent to deed land. I crossed it out. I guess I was getting excited. Thank you for keeping me honest. L. Agent to deed land for the term of 1 year. Presently, it's held by Steve Clark. Are there nominations? Yes. Rob Willis has been nominated. Are there other nominations?
Move to close nominations.
Nominations have been closed. All in favor of Rob Willis being? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Thank you. M. Now we move on to what excites me, the library. Library trustee for a term of 5 years. Presently, I believe it's Jennifer Dorda Duke, who has had that position. Do I hear nomination?
Nominate Jennifer Durden.
Jennifer Dorda Duke has been nominated. Other nominations? Nominations closed. All in favor of Jennifer Dorda Duke being on the library for another 5 years, say aye. Opposed? The only one shaking her head no is, I think she's abstaining. Moving on to N, library trustee for the term of 2 years. Presently, that position is held by Bonnie West. Do I hear nominations? Ah, there's the board coming in. Bonnie West has been nominated for a period of 2 years. Nominations closed. All in favor of Bonnie West being the 2-year trustee for the library, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Thank you. O, library trustee for a term of 2 years. Presently, it's Alice. I'm sorry, I forget your name, Alice. Abraham. Alice Abraham. Do I hear a nomination for this position? Alice Abraham has been nominated. Others? Nominations closed. All in favor of Alice Abraham being your 2-year library trustee, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining. Good. P, school director for the West River Modified Union Education District for the term of 2 years. I believe presently it's Keegan Eaker. Is that correct? Very good. Nominations for your school director to the West River, big words. Do I hear nominations? Dana West has been, Dana West has quickly declined. He's already serving. He's already got his term. Yeah. Any nominations? Drew Hazelton has been nominated. I believe he's at large, isn't he? He's already got his term. Wait, whoa. What'd you say? Christina? No? Okay. We're going, they're falling like timber here. Any nominations for this 2-year position?
Hell no.
I couldn't even get in the middle of that one. All right, any nominations? Keegan Eaker? Are you nominated? Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to nominate.
Is Keegan here?
She's, doesn't want the position.
She doesn't want the position. She has said that.
Yeah, she is, that's a letter.
Okay, she has written a letter. Nomination is declined. Any nomination for this position? No!
Hey, Greg.
Sorry, yes.
Stephanie Amio.
Stephanie Amio has been. No, thank you. This is the fastest vote we've had. We don't even get to it. Nominations for this position. Nominations are closed. That, I believe what would happen then, the school board would appoint somebody. Okay, so, all right, so nominations have been closed. Nobody has been elected. Does the body agree with that, understanding that it will move to the board? Yes, Dana, please speak to this.
People, you're going to want to take somebody from the committee. You leave it up to the 10 members on that board. If you don't want this now, you're going to regret it. Consider the fact that most of your tax dollars go to the school. You're paying high amount of taxes nowadays because of the school. You're going to want to have a voice. Am I right, Drew?
Your evidence is not it.
Close. Okay, wait a minute. You got it. Hey. We got 2 things going here. Number 1, there's a motion to close, which I haven't held a vote on. Number 2, for information I've asked Dana to address. If there's going to be nominations after this, we'll get to it. Let Dana finish.
Please. Sharon, please. I know you just got out of but we do seriously need to make a well-represented. Don't leave it to the board to appoint. The board sometimes has a mind of its own. I'll leave it at that. But I do think we need somebody from the mayor, not appointed, but elected from me. Please.
Thank-
Withdraw my motion.
Motion has been withdrawn. That means I'm opening up nominations again. Yes?
Mask, please.
No. Yeah, just. Well, that's a personal matter. All right. So, okay, we're getting a text going. Oh, now we're interactive. Yeah, excuse me, is that a serious nomination? Yes, okay. And her name again? Ann Dubai has been nominated. Are there other nominations? We're waiting to see if Ann is in. Oh, yes. She's already on. Yes, yes. Karen Amidon. Karen declines that. I think we're up to 9 declensions at this point. I feel like I'm in Latin class. So, can anybody speak to whether she would be interested?
Heather Bartel.
Heather Bardell has been nominated.
That's actually a good choice.
Is Heather here? No pressure.
All right.
All right. That means we have 2 nominations. I will entertain that Ann, because she's not here, that nomination be rescinded. Do you agree? Well, no, I have to ask the person who made the motion. Okay, nomination for Ann has been rescinded. Heather is now the nominated. Nominations have been closed. All in favor of having Heather as your representative for 2 years on the school district? Aye. Opposed? Abstaining?
Yes.
She's abstaining. 1 abstention. Congratulations. Woo! All right, we made it through. Ada P. Okay, Judy. I'd like to recognize Judy Flowers for a moment before we move on to the next article.
I worked for 7 years, and there was one person who was on the board when I left last year, who's leaving this year, and I think we owe him for both of your gratitude.
Paul Fraser.
Ever went into the town hall, we worked very hard, talked about our women over there, Bill, that he was there quite a bit, and he really has given a lot to this town. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Paul. All right, we're moving on to Article 4. And let's see here. To see what sum of money the voters will vote to pay the town's running expenses, comma, and how it will be collected. So we're going to deal with numbers first, and then we'll deal with how afterwards. So, do I hear move the article? Move the article first. Somebody move it?
Move the article.
Thank you. Second it? Very good. This is, now we're getting into how the articles run. So I'll restate it to see what sum of money the voters will vote to pay the town's running expenses and how it will be collected. I'd like to have somebody who has numbers speak to this. Greg?
My assistant, but I'm happy to answer if I can.
Well, okay, somebody give us numbers. Yep. I'm going to have her and then I'll be... And say that one more time, please.
1089,844.38. And it is at the top of page 44.
And that, please, Bonnie.
Okay, I make the motion that we expend a total budget of $1,389,730, of which tax $1,089,844.38 will be raised by taxation, and $299,885.52 will be anticipated receipts, and it will be due and payable on October 1st, 2021, and will be delinquent on October 2nd, 2021, with an 8% penalty added by state law, plus interest at the rate of 1% will be added starting December 1st, 2021, until paid in full.
Okay. So, what we're looking at is a $1,089,844.38 budget. And then Bonnie went through and spoke to the other numbers. You have those numbers over there? It was $290,885.65, correct? 6.2. Ooh, I made us rich. It'll be due on the 1st of October 2021. Delinquency will begin on October 2nd, 2021, with an 8% interest beginning and penalties beginning on December 1st. That is the article. Any discussion? Very good. We can move to vote. What I'll do now, the question has been called. What we need is a 2/3 vote. And so what we've got here is a budget for $1,089,844.38 with the to be raised is $290,880. No.
Budget is $1,389,730.
Okay, that's total budget.
Total taxes would be $1,089,884.48.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
So these things like license fees, that's the difference. She just mentioned this one, she's added this.
Thank you. That is the motion. Now, all in favor of passing Article 4 as stated, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? So passed. Thank you again, Bon. Very good. Moving on. Article 5, to see if the voters will authorize the select board to borrow money in anticipation of taxes. Do I hear a first move? Second? Seconded. Very good. Restating the article. To see if the voters will authorize the select board to borrow money in anticipation of taxes. Is there discussion? Information? Question has been called. All right, so all in favor of Article 5, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Article 5 is so passed. Article 6, shall the voters authorize the select board to spend unanticipated funds such as grants, gifts, and/or interest? First, moved. Seconded? Seconded, thank you. Any discussion on Article number 6? Shall the voters authorize the select board to spend unanticipated funds such as grants, gifts, and/or interest? Any discussion? He's got the rhythm. All right. So, it's been called. And so, all in favor of Article 6, shall the voters authorize the select board to spend unanticipated funds such as grants, gifts, and/or interest? Please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstaining? Article 6 is so passed. Article 7, shall the voters exempt the Jamaica Volunteer Fire and Rescue, Inc. land and building from taxation for the period of 5 years, as provided in Title 32, Section 3840 VAS?
Yes, sir.
Moved? Oh, moved. You moved? Yeah. Second? Second, thank you. Discussion.
We would just put it back into the budget, our budget appropriation, whatever you have.
Any questions on this issue?
Close discussion and move for a vote.
Very good. Closed discussion. Now, all in favor of Article 7, shall the voters exempt the Vermont Volunteer Fire and Rescue, Inc. land and building from taxation for a period of 5 years, as provided in Title 32, Section 3840, Vermont State, whatever that A is. Statutes. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstaining? Article 7 is passed for the next 5 years. Article 8, to set the time for the opening of the next annual town meeting to be held on the first Tuesday of March 2021.
Move to amend to March 2022.
So amended. At least I'm reading what's printed. Do we know what day that is in 2022? Anybody have their calendar and look up March? It's the 1st. Okay.
In the town hall.
I think it's at the discretion of the select board with whatever's happening with COVID. It's the discretion of the select board. Okay, any discussion?
I'd like to see it on Saturday. I think we got a good turnout today. It'll be the Saturday. We got people who work every week. It's hard time to make the week. I like to see people on Saturday. I concur.
Okay, now then, what we have is an amendment on the floor. Bob, you're making that okay. All right, it's making a motion, and the amendment would be that it would be moved, the opening of the town annual meeting would be held on the first Saturday in March.
March 5th.
What?
We got to vote on the first amendment to March 2022.
All right. Yes, because otherwise the meeting would already be over. So that would be the 5th of March, I heard. Now, we're going to discuss this amendment. Make a decision on this amendment. If it passes, then we go back to the original and we vote on it again. Seems crazy, this is how it's done. If it fails, then we go back to the original motion, which is for the first Tuesday. So, discussion on moving it to a Saturday, the 5th of March 2022. I saw some hands up here. Would anybody like to speak to it in a positive light? Yes, Pat?
I guess you still want it at 1 o'clock.
All right, that would be another amendment. Let's just talk about whether we want it on Saturday first. Yes.
I think that the turnout that we have today really indicates that it's a wonderful thing to happen on the weekend. I see a lot of people that really maybe could not come on a Tuesday during the day. So I think it's a great idea.
Yes.
I just have a question. Does this have to be approved by the state legislature, or do we have the right?
This is what the amendment, that article is for us to decide when we want it.
Right, okay.
but the state is not involved in that. Other than they said we can do this.
Right.
Yes.
Andy Coyne on the select board, just sitting here and having said at a lot of these town meetings, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't see a huge increase. I know we're in a pandemic. There's a matter of tradition. I just want it stated, I want it in the record that traditionally, it's been on Tuesday for years and years. Oh, I know we always done it that way and all that, but I think that that should be mentioned. I mean, maybe if we weren't in a pandemic, we'd have more, but I don't think we can really gauge the attendance. Can we? Does anyone know how many people are here compared to last year? On it being here on a Saturday compared to a Tuesday.
Yes.
Well, just for, we had 50-something votes, right? Or 60?
70.
70. So last year, in just one of the votes for select board person, we had 62, 25, and 1 for one vote. So historically, there's been almost 100 people in the town hall. There's a lot less here than there's in the town hall.
Okay.
On a few days.
But we take it into consideration. It's COVID. Yes, Karen.
Well, that was what I was going to say, is that normally we're at 100 or more on a Tuesday. Personally, I would keep it on Tuesday, but.
Anybody else wish to speak to the question? To this motion? Somebody can call it. Thank you. The question's been moved. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Second. Thank you. So, what we're doing is we're doing the amendment to the article. Let's see if we want to do this. If you vote yes, then we move it up to the main article and vote on it again. Or it's defeated and we go back to the original motion. So, what would it state now is to set the time and date for the opening of town meeting would be held on the first Saturday, March 5th, 2022 at 1 p.m. That is how I understand the article. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed? No. All right, it's too close because of the, I'm going to ask for a raise of hands. All in favor of this article, please raise your hand. Somebody just count here.
I get 10. How many did you get?
I think we have 12.
Okay. 12. Thank you. Those opposed to this motion?
I get 3 and 3.
Those pro, 12, against 34. The amendment has been defeated. Oh, sorry, abstained. Yes, please abstain. 2, 3, okay. 3 abstentions, I'm sorry.
I get 4 because I was coming.
Okay, 4. All right, so now we move back to the original motion to act on the time of opening of the annual town meeting to be held on the first Tuesday in March 1st, 2022 at 1 p.m. That's how I understand the motion. Are we going to vote on it, or do you want to discuss this?
About 10 a.m.
Wait. What I need is for somebody to call it, or they can discuss. I saw your hand up first. Yes. You can make a motion to change it. That's what we're setting here now. I said the motion is I understood it. If I'm incorrect, we can vote. I'm incorrect? All right, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. Everybody who wants to do it at 10, raise your hand. Okay, down. Everybody who wants to do it at 1, raise your hand. 10 it is. All right, so we're back to it. It's going to be the first Tuesday, which is the 1st of March, 2022 at 10 a.m. Any discussion? Thank you. All in favor of this? We're going to have our next meeting, town meeting, on the 1st of March. It's a Saturday. It's the first Tuesday. I feel like a big truck rally. Tuesday. It will be the town meeting. It will be the 1st of March, 2022 at 10 a.m. All in favor? Those opposed? Abstaining? So passed. All right. To transact any other business, we're moving on to Article 9. Article 9 is to transact any other business that may legally come before the meeting. People can speak to this. Nothing's going to be voted on. This is only informational. Only something that's been warned and printed can be voted on. However, I'm moving over here. I saw you two. Who wants first?
Go.
Go.
I'd also like to publicly recognize Paul for his time that he's put into the board here and beyond that, many hours beyond what people see that the board does, involved with things going way back to Lima and Irene. He will continue to be involved, I'm sure, a lot with the fire department and many other things, but just wanted to publicly thank him for many, many years of service to the town.
Here, here.
Thank you all. Thanks a lot.
Rob, I saw your hand up.
Yes, so last year we were pretty lax about dogs in town because of the COVID. The town office was not open that often. This year we really want to try to get all the dogs registered in town, prove rabies shots and registration, and also there is a leash law in town. Please work on getting your dogs contained because we have numerous complaints. Numerous dogs running at large. This year, we're not going to be so kind. We're going to start fining for any dogs we see running at large. It hasn't happened because it's everywhere. So please, put them on a leash, put up a fence, do something to contain the dogs. Thank you.
Question for Rob.
Go ahead.
Does town define town limits or does town define village center? Where is the leash law for the whole town from border to border, or is it just in the village?
No, it's border to border.
Thank you.
Border to border. The whole town has a leash law.
Any other questions, Dana?
I have a question.
Any other questions on this? And then okay, Dana, go ahead.
I just wanted to put it out in public, thank Keegan for her time on the board. I welcome Heather, and thank you. But Keegan really put her heart and soul in the time she put on the board, especially being a teacher. She really gave a lot of thought to the kids, and she, they came first, loved everything else. So I'm really going to miss having her on the board. If you see her, trying to thank her for her time. She really hated to do it, but she had better offer. So, thank you.
Okay, Allison, Pat, and then I want Jacqueline. Alice?
I'd like to thank Mr. Russo here for all his past work. He's already moved back to Massachusetts with Wendy. And there was a reason for it as a listener, but not for other positions.
Pat?
Reminder that today is cleanup day, but it's any day more to help tidy up our town. Green bags are available at our beer shop, the town office. I've gotten here to pick up, unfortunately, other people's stuff. And it makes a huge difference. And for those who are that, thank you so much. And
Oh.
it's dispose of it there properly.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's not for your home garbage.
It's for other people's garbage. Jackie? Yes.
Hi, I'm Jackie Brown, and I just wanted to let you all know that for the past year I've been publishing an online free newsletter for the town of Jamaica. It comes out on the first of every month, and inside it you will find as much information as I can gather about what's going on in our town. That's good information. The select board, the planning commission, historical foundation, fire department, whatever I can gather, and then beyond my articles about various businesses and events that are happening, resources in town. So I encourage anyone who is not currently subscribed to subscribe. You can do so by going to jamaicajournal.info, .com.org, jamaicajournal.info. And there are cards here that you're welcome to take, which remind you of that address, and also has like contact information, a welcome submission. So if anyone has information that they'd like to share with your neighbors about personal achievements, your grandmother perhaps, or milestone events in one's life, or information about your business, please do get in contact with me. The more contact you have, the more valuable it becomes for everyone. Today is the first, publishing today is this month's issue. Is that by 5? So if you sign up by 5 o'clock, then you go to this month's issue. So, thank you.
Drew, and then I'll go back to Margaret. Yes, Drew?
City government, for many of you who know that I'm involved in COVID-19 vaccines for the young kids. We do have a clinic that we're operating tomorrow. Fire department. There's still about 200 places that you know people in the community who can get their COVID-19 shot and get it free. And those things out there to sign up. There's not really you get through the website process, just show up between 9 and 3 tomorrow, and we will help sign you up right there in person. So that's one comment. The second is, I did get somehow with Karen's, I don't know what she did, stuck back in the school over there. And we have a lot of work to do this year. What you may or may not know is our local supervisor community and our is in a fair amount of trouble when it comes to finances and education and restructuring. And I've said it for the last 10 years, please get involved. Things are going to change very quickly over the next few years with education in our area. And if you're not engaged now, then you're going to be disappointed later. So if you have opinions, thoughts, reach out to any of your community local directors. And talk about what's key, what's important to you, but it will pretty quickly, so reach out quick.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Margaret?
So, Nancy Jing is going to do Tommy Fest this year on July 3rd on Saturday. This is a festival that honors Tom Morris and raising money for instruments to give people who want to play music. So, if you want more information, look for flyers or come and find me. I'm Margaret Miller. The other thing I want to say is let's give it up for Karen Hammond.
Is there anybody else? Yes, Dana, and then we'll go here.
I'd like to thank the select board in dedicating this book, Town Report, to my father, passed away in October. I'd really like to thank you. You guys honored him. My dad was better man than I'll ever be. He really served his community in many ways. So I want to thank you guys. Thank you.
I would just like to remind everybody that we do have something like a newsletter that Jackie Brown does, and please go on it. And we've been talking about having a newsletter and things out to people at many different areas. We've never been able to get it done, and she's doing a wonderful job. And I really appreciate what you're doing, well done, and it's very necessary. So just go on the site and look for it.
Karen?
I just want to say Jamaica Oklahoma Day is in the plans for this year. In September, we're in the very beginning stages. One idea we're having is maybe having it on Water Street, just down the street there, so you gotta get off Main Street. But if you have ideas, let us know, and Boss and myself. Thank you.
Any other announcements? I would just like to say that I'm really excited that we were able to do an in-person town meeting. I want to thank everybody who worked on the vaccine and came through, and I want to thank those providers who have been out there jabbing arm after arm after arm tirelessly so that we can be a community again. So I thank you all for your patience. And I'm delighted with how this went, and I would entertain a motion. You want to say something? Motion to adjourn. All in favor? Thank you. See you next year.